We are selling our boat.
Yes, we are selling Umadum. I always hoped that this film we will make as late as possible, but life has its own plans. So we are selling our boat and we are selling our dream. Ever since we released our film, The Ultimate Performance Cruising Catamaran, people have been asking, where can I buy a looping like yours? Do you ever think to sell yours? So now the time has come. We are selling our boat. Not because of the boat, but because Günther's health means we can no longer live full time on a boat. And it is time for Umadum's next adventure. She deserves to keep moving. While I was editing this film, I realized that I have to clarify one thing before we go on. The footage in this film comes from different years. As we said, we never planned to sell the boat, so what you see here is the real selling footage from our journey. Some shots are from before refit, some shots after, some shots with old sails, some with new sails. Once I am back in Panama, I will film a fully up-to-date walkthrough showing her current condition. And in the very end of this film, you will see the most recent footage what we have, the closest to how Umadum looks today. For now, this film is about how Umadum sails and what kind of journey she was built for. What performance cruising means? Umadum is a looping 45 performance cruising catamaran designed by Patrick Lucher. She isn't a marine queen. She designed for long-distance sailors, for trade winds and ocean miles and days and weeks under sail. When people talk about performance catamarans, they often mean very different things. Some think about speed numbers, other things about race boats or extreme designs. But in reality, performance cruising comes down to a few very clear principles. First, a clear design purpose. A performance cruising catamaran starts with a very clear idea. It is not about carrying a dozen people around the islands. It is about taking a couple or a family across the oceans comfortably and confidently. And once we start here, everything else follows.
Second, long, slender hulls. With her long, slender hulls, there's very little resistance. She moves easily through the water, almost like a knife through butter. And the boat feels calm and predictable, and balanced and comfortable. You feel it especially when the sea is building. Number 3, high bridgedeck clearance. The boat's high bridgedeck clearance really matters offshore. It dramatically reduces slamming. Less slamming, less noise, and a much more comfortable ride. Number 4, lightweight and a balanced construction. At 45 feet, she weighs just over 5 tons empty. It's remarkably light for a catamaran of this size. This low weight, together with a well-balanced design, gives her smooth, easy motions at sea.
Number 5. Light boat and big sail area. Performance is not about top speeds. It is about time under sail and how much diesel you have to carry. As more diesel you need, as heavier your boat gets, and therefore it cannot sail anymore. Umadum is a light boat with a very efficient sail plan, a powerful mainsail set low, without a flybridge getting in the way. In stronger winds, the self-tacking jib comes into play, but on most passage days, we sailed under the mainsail and the Jinaka. The spinnaker was set only a handful of times, simply because the Jinaka already did the job so well. What it gives? Umadum keeps sailing in light winds when heavier boats have to start their engines and use their diesel. Number 6. Speed and safety. When we talk about speed and safety, we are really talking about the same thing. Speed comes from a light, well-designed boat, and safety actually comes from exactly the same source. In steady trade wind conditions, we usually sail between 180 and 200 nautical miles a day, without pushing, without stress, just sailing. And this is what long-distance performance really looks like.
Number 7. No daggerboards. And for us this is a clear advantage. Less moving parts, less to worry about, less to maintain. The narrow mini keys do the job beautifully. Upwinds the boat sails easily 45 degrees to the apparent wind.
Number 8. Performance, but without sacrificing life on board. Even if Umadum is a performance catamaran, she is not a stripped-down Spartan boat built only for speed. She is designed for real life on board, with comfort and space. A space you can truly live in. So, this is why Umadum feels so complete as a performance catamaran. She sails easily and does her job day after day, mile after mile, and this all with comfort.
Would you like to sail like this or like this? It was only 15 knots of wind.
Now, a closer look at her design, construction and life on board. She was built by experienced craftsmen following Patrick Lucher's original plans to a professional standard. And she was launched in France in 2006. The hulls are made from Western red cedar strip planking with fiberglass and epoxy inside and out. The hulls are strong and dry and easy to maintain. Accommodation. She had 3 cabins, 2 full-size cabins and a smaller third one. The interior is bright and open with a galley-up layout, very important, and a panoramic salon. All technical specifications you can find in the description. Location. She is currently on the Atlantic side of Panama. It is a very practical place to buy or sell a yacht. The process is simple and there are no local taxes on yacht sale. And so far, no one agent involved in the process. This boat was built for sailing around the world, and that was our goal. Unfortunately, our life has taken a different turn, but Umadum remains a remarkable performance catamaran and deserves to keep moving. with sailors who want to go far under sail, with freedom.